Oh man!
I honestly, I didn't know if you two were going for a viral moment or if it was like real.
Bro, but I don't
and
do
I was
viral
just like,
moments.
all right,
But somebody will get hurt up in this motherfucker.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to. We mean viral. I'm not fucking. I'm not here for that. I'm here for good vibes and positive and good shit. The fuck I want to come up here and do that for? Get locked up? Huh? Come on, man. I didn't come up here for. I don't do viral moments. A nigga get his fucking head smashed and then somebody will go to jail. I'm not into viral moments. You know what I'm saying? I just want to fucking. I want to do an interview. Hip hop. Damn, Source Magazine. Not me fumbling shit or me doing something that you didn't like or the fans didn't like. Suck my dick with that. Let's go. Let's ask
Source
some good
Awards.
questions.
Source Awards. Your MTV Raps, first one. How'd that come about? What was the idea behind it?
We felt that the Grammys wasn't giving hip hop its just due, and we felt like hip hop at that point was had at that shit it was maybe 11 years old at that point. And there was a lot of artists, and it was starting to, MTV was acknowledging it, and we felt like shit. Let's, give out awards for, the real hip hop who deserve them. And they just kind of read it out on your MTV Raps.
There weren't like actual awards yet?
Nah, they just read it out on Best Rapper, Best Album of the Year. And then it wasn't until 1994, we got Bernie Mac to be the host. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac, and we did the first Source Awards at the Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden. Dope.
Well, it was in the theater.
So for the 3 years it took to put that together, were you thinking about doing it or just kind of when?
Yeah. The whole time we was like that. That was like that's all we talked about. A lot of stuff that happened at Source just starts out as conversations and smoking. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Dave would take notes. He note everything down. That's how I remembered. And it was like, we just have sessions. And then, man, then the thing with Dave is that the things that we would keep, the ideas, he would really try to make them happen. Administratively, you know what I'm saying? He would really try to make them happen.
Because the Source Awards is iconic. It's one of those things, like it was the first hip hop awards, obviously the Grammys, they gave Jazzy Jeff one or whatever like that.
Sure.
And,
Yes,
but
sir.
it wasn't real. Like no
Yes,
one really
sir.
gave a fuck about it.
No.
You literally caught lightning in a bottle. The time of hip hop and everything too, and like the whole thing. Did you know it was going to be so iconic? Because I don't think people know. When I went back and did some research on this, I was looking at the Suge Knight thing. Obviously, is like one of the big, huge, Source things. 95 Source Awards.
Yeah.
And him doing that, and Sticky Fingers talking about same one, and he busted his gun in there. Which when you watch that video now is insane. You're like, what? He was like 4 shots, like the shells popping out and shit, crazy. But they both talk about that being like almost the jump off point for like when that whole East West shit started right there, and you look back and
that was already going on. Because remember, '94, Pac, that was already kind of going on. Like when Pac came on stage, grabbed it from Q-Tip, the mic from the podium where Q-Tip was standing, and he ended up doing Out on Bail with all the Outlaws. That was, what I'm saying, like, the award show was when everybody really started seeing each other, because Pac was locked up for the rape situation in '95. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't even there when Suge said what he said.
Yeah.
So, that East-West Coast thing was happening regardless of the source. You know what I'm saying? It was already, Pac was already, because look, Pac, see, the thing what people don't understand, Pac was in New York like around 93, 94. Juice was just, you know what I'm saying? And he was like really fucking with Stretch. He was really Tretch. He was really in New York,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying, around that time. So that necessarily wasn't, you know what I mean? It was only until he started fucking with Suge, which came when Suge bailed him out. That's when it was all the way Death Row then, and that's when it happened. But no, Source Awards was just the place where whoever was dope at that time would be able to display their skills.
I was watching some shit on Big Gip, and it was kind of interesting. He was talking about it was the first in '95. It was the first time that like anyone had actually like seen each other in person. Because like back then there's no internet, social media and shit like that. So you see each other like on MTV and shit. But he's like, I never saw the Wu-Tang Clan before. I never saw Death Row before.
That was the first time guys seen each other in person. Yes, that's right.
Did you know did you know it was gonna be like crazy like that? Like
like once you start seeing all, because remember, shit, these groups, I listen to these groups too. I'm listening to their music, so I'm seeing all the motherfuckers too, like, oh shit. But, when me as a street guy, you know what I'm saying, there's always a little bit of, you got you're a little heightened because, like your senses are heightened because, these are street guys and they're just not the group. It's the group and their
it's all good.
And their entourage. So, guys are deep up in that motherfucker. We wasn't saying like, oh no, you can't bring whoever you want to. it was like, it definitely, to me as a street guy, when you're looking around, I'm always thinking something could jump off. You know what I'm saying? Especially when there's other street guys.
Yeah, it's crazy. Do you have like a favorite memory from like the Source Awards?
I mean, there's so many memories, bro. Like, when you think of favorites, like, you got to understand, we did 3 Source Awards in Miami. Like, that shit was crazy. Like, honestly, and, that was at the height of us getting millions of dollars. I had hit records. So it was just like, man, we had every hotel rented out. And, we really was the first ones to really get that Miami Beach, how, like, black people go down there in thousands now. We kind of started that. Black people wasn't going to Miami Beach back then. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't doing it. And we Columbus weekend and Memorial weekend, I had Club Zeno, Zeno Sports Bar and Grill, and we started kind of bringing people down once we brought the Source Awards. We did 3 of them down there.
Was that in Miami, like a restaurant?
Miami, yeah.
That was a restaurant you had in Miami?
I had a club, the big club, huge club, right on Washington, and that was Club Zeno. And then I had Sports Bar and Grill. It was on Collins, right on like 10th and Collins.
That's dope. So is that why you moved it from New York to Miami?
You know what? Shit, man. I went down to Miami and just didn't want to leave, man. When you got money, when you got money and you go to Miami, that's pretty much everybody wants to do that. You know what I'm saying? You just want to stay there. You know what I mean? It's so fucking beautiful, man. And the clubs, the partying, you know what I'm saying? The club. I mean, it's just, there's only one place like that in the whole country. There's no other city like that. You know what I'm saying? So I stayed down there for a little bit, and we did 3 of them at different venues. We did one at the Jackie Gleason Theater. That was crazy. Like, they never let us do it again. But that was right on the beach, like right on the beach area.
Why?
Because, you know what I'm saying, they was real. I mean, this is real Jewish. Miami Beach is owned by Jewish people. Jackie Gleason is a well-known Jewish entertainer. So they didn't know it was going to be this type of shit. So, you know what I'm saying? We couldn't do it there the following year. We had to do somewhere else, man.
What years are these in Miami?
Oh, shit. Man, I'm so bad at years, man.
Because like the 95 one, that's New York, correct?
I'm thinking this is, 94, 95 is New York. 01, I think, was L.A. Yeah, I guess this was 3, 4, and 5, I think. 3, 4, and 5? Yeah, Albie was there, too. Yeah.
So, like...
Albie was there shooting backstage and everything. So it was 203, 04, and 05.
Yeah, last one was 05.
Abby, can you could say not just the awards, but the whole weekend was just like thousands and thousands of people, right? Was it bananas?
It was hip hop at its fullest. I don't think hip hop you'll ever see that again in hip hop. You'll never, because it was so pure. You know what I mean? It's like, day of, 2 days prior, you roll up the Zenos. You don't know who's gonna come out. You might bump into Trick Daddy. You might bump into Trick Daddy's pops. You might bump into Gotti. You might, it's just everyone. But it's not this entourage thing. It's just.
And it's South Beach.
Yeah, South Beach.
It's South Beach. Like it's.
You're bumping artists.
Oh
you're
my
bumping
God.
into all the hip hop, and it's them and somebody else. That's not a big entourage. And now if you go to South Beach and you see an artist, now they got 40 people with them, 50 people. It wasn't that. It was just, hey, me, and I'm just here, and I'm here to support the awards. It was still like pure hip hop at its fullest.
And it was like the beach. We turned the beach upside down. It was thousands of people coming from everywhere. So you got to figure there's women all over the place with bikinis. It was just a great South Beach hadn't had that. Now, granted, Luke and them are legends down there, but as far as hip hop on a whole, coming to South Beach, when we did the awards, MTV had never done no awards outside of New York, and then they ended up bringing theirs to Miami. The MTV did their shit, and then we also was the first one, the award show, to do outside remote performances.
Didn't Vibe do one too? Like after you guys did it?
Yeah, that shit was garbage.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible.
But I'm saying we was the first one to do remote outside performances. Like people, we had Eminem and D12 performed. We had them on the dock in Miami. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, matter of fact, they was from somewhere else in Detroit, but we had a dock open. Like, so from that, you could see BET started doing that. Like BET pretty much, and no disrespect to BET, because I don't, when I talk about it, but a lot of what we was doing, BET kind of mirrored and took a lot of stuff from, took the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely say I'm gonna call it influence, so it doesn't sound disrespectful. But they definitely was influenced from the stuff that we was doing.
Well, it was huge. It was huge. Now, from your perspective, like he's throwing it. Obviously, you're down there filming and everything. Do you have a memory of like just like, what the like? This is hip hop.
I
like
got more than the memory. I got the masters.
You got all the footage. I'll be
watching.
you got all the footage.
Live history.
Yep. Go.
Yeah. So I would just say my memory was just like I love Miami already. Miami was already just like the like.
What is there not to love about Miami Beach as a black man? Anybody like.
But it's just it was just it was so many events too. It wasn't just they were doing like basketball games.
That's right. It was,
so you might see Lil Wayne playing against DJ Clue. You might see Khaled out there shooting
crazy,
ball.
bro.
I'm saying I like seeing them young. It's not them today. It's them in their 20s.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Ja Rule, he may pull up, at the game. So it's so much. It's like a weekend of just like the most.
It's like hip hop Disneyland.
Well, almost like All-Star Weekend, like All-Star Weekend.
Right.
But for hip hop.
Right,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
All-Star
Exactly.
Weekend,
That's crazy.
That's a good
And it was crazy because we're watching like some of the clips and shit, and obviously the Outkast thing comes on. And South got something to say, and like I'm trying to explain to people that like at that point in time, like it's so early in the game, the South doesn't even like have like it's brand new. Like people don't even like now. It's Atlanta, all that shit. Besides, it was Luke and like Ghetto Boys at the time.
No, that ain't true. I'm coming out the Lowe's. I'm staying in the Lowe's. Next door is at the time is Titty Boy before he's 2 Chainz. So it's not like it was just the North or just the West Coast.
Wasn't Titty Boy part of Dungeon Family though, right?
He was.
No, he wasn't.
Player Circle.
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought. Yeah, all right, yeah.
But I'm just saying. So like. The problem is,
Shy D was from Atlanta doing this.
The South didn't have the light on them yet.
Yeah.
But they were already doing music.
Yeah.
Outkast was already out.
I loved Outkast.
They just didn't have the light on them.
They didn't have the light, and that's why. And see, the reason they didn't have the light because New York just wasn't. It was a stronghold, and then when LA came with the gangster music, it was like, damn, South is like doing that. So that's why when they finally won that, and when Andre said that, you could see that was all like sincerity. It was all pure raw emotion. Like that's where, and that's how. With how you might feel emotion about something, that's how he felt that night. You know what I'm saying? Where he felt like, damn, man, we've been doing this so long. We finally getting our just due in front of all these New York niggas and all these LA niggas. Like that was a major moment. And then you seen everybody when they won, the whole South went up there with them. All the Southern groups that didn't have nothing to do with it still went up there with them. That was a major pivot for them, and since then the South just took over.
Killer Mike talks about that being like inspiration of like people coming back home, being like, all right, we're gonna make our shit now even like better, and they came out like Luda came out like next thing you know, Atlanta was like just on the fucking map.
Right, absolutely.
What like when something like that happens? Like I mean, I guess the Andre one ain't that bad, but like when Suge goes and says that shit, or even like Sticky busts his gun in the air. Like, are you doing like operations for the Source Awards at the time?
Nah, like listen, when I didn't see this. I wasn't there when Sticky did that. I probably was somewhere else. I found out he did it, but it's like what the fuck can you do? You know what I'm saying? It's like what I mean. It's hip hop. You know what I mean? David and would be a little bit, but I'm just don't worry about it. We're gonna just keep it moving. I talked to him and just what I mean. I would be the go between guy. The Suge thing I was worried about, because I thought after he said that everybody was just gonna start. It was just gonna be a big fucking war, but I think when Snoop grabbed the mic and said what he said, I think he kind of diffused it. So thank God for that. But you know what I'm saying? I think the rap gods was with us.
Like that whole shit. Like there's so many iconic moments in like the history of hip hop that directly funneled through like the stage of the Source Awards.
Right. Yes.
So it's just one of those things. Like, do you have a favorite performance?
Death Row.
I was gonna say that was a huge one because that was that same night, right? Wasn't that happened after the Suge did that shit?
Yeah, Death Row. But there was so many of them, man. I don't want to just, but that shit right at that moment, at that time, when I seen that, and I was right there backstage watching it close. I was on the stage looking at it. That shit was crazy to me.
And I know that like nothing ever got out in public about it, but there was never any problems that night about any of that shit.
Nah, there was never no beefs. I'm doing a documentary actually. Me and Man Robinson and actually Albie's involved with it also. Been working on it for almost a year and some change now. And it's going to be the 95 Source Awards, the night that hip-hop changed forever. And, I'm narrating it. We got a lot of interviews from a lot of people there. A lot of stuff that took place that night, it was what took place before and after. And it's a lot of interesting viewpoints and stories that we got. So, man, I think we probably got another 4, 5, 6 months, man. It takes a while because, we got about 18, 19 interviews. We're trying to get some more and it slowly, it's starting to come through, fruition.
Is it going to be like one piece, or is it going to be multiple?
But it'll probably be maybe 3 episodes altogether.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to be 3 episodes because the footage is unbelievable. Like the artists, the conversations that these artists are actually having about that night is unbelievable. I sat there and watched it for 2 days and didn't move. I'm talking about 48 hours.
Well, maybe
of
6
watching
episodes.
Unbelievable. Like
if Albie says that, then it was 6 episodes.
But it has to be a documentary, so you got to wrap it up. But man, and when you start seeing that footage and you start watching that, you understand like this was an epic moment for hip hop. It was an epic
And,
whatever
for the
anybody
streets,
says, that
and,
was
and for the streets, because again, and I have to keep emphasizing that these are street guys that otherwise it's hard to get jobs because they got police records, who they've never worked, sold drugs. This is so it's more for hip hop. It really is about feeding the families of people that probably wouldn't be able to, feed, get money like that. Unless they're selling drugs. I think Sco's outside. The guy wants to introduce you guys to. Babe, hold on. I'm going to call you right back. Skull, what up? Where you at? You outside?
Nah, I'm fucking on my way, but I wanted to know your size on your sweater.
I'm like mediums and larges.
Yeah, yo, they got some dope shit.
Come on, I'm right on the air, Skull. Come on, man. I got to go.
Okay.
You coming? When you coming?
I'm coming right now. I'll be here in a couple minutes.
All right. My bad.
It's all good. It's all good. So, do you have like going back over that whole period? Do you have like any top moments?
The whole period.
The Source Awards, like the whole.
That was it. You know what I mean? And then you got to understand, like I said, man, like I was filthy fucking rich, probably walking around with $1.5 million worth of jewelry on cash. It just was it was a different time for me, but back then it was just had a club, sports bar. I had a hit record. Rock the Party was popping. Like, it just, Source was just doing mega numbers. The awards was finally making money with everything was right, before the fall. And I was appreciated of it. Maybe I took some of it for granted, but you live and learn. And, one thing about it is that we did it. It can never be taken from us. Like Albie said, it'll be etched in history. Maybe it'll be lost in this generation's history but that's why we're doing the documentary, because it's important for people to understand that night and what it meant, and just the Source Awards in general.
Yeah, that was one of the most important nights, like in hip hop. Do you think you could they could have another award show like that now?
Nah.
The problem is they changed the industry so much. It was pure.
Yeah.
Like, once I say what changed the industry the most is once the RIA came and took mixtapes out of stores, you stopped. That was the
streaming fucked everything up.
That was it. But once they took the mixtapes, now the DJs don't dictate anymore. And the DJs should dictate what's gonna come next.
Streaming,
not the stripper.
Streaming's fucking everything
Not the
up.
streaming people. Not how much I pay
He's
for my
right.
streams. It
He's
should
right.
be the DJ.
That's the purest form, and it's almost like the natural order of things. Of course, people want to replace things with robots. You know what I'm saying? But they're not gonna. You'll never a robot's not gonna be able to make your food like a fucking human would. Same thing with the way hip hop is, like he said, and you know this. Mixtapes and being outside, and that's the purest form of hip hop. Like, this shit right here is not what hip hop was supposed to be. Hip hop was a social thing where we're all out together. They're over there graffitiing, they're over there breakdancing. There's a line of people rapping. The DJs are right there. Everybody else is smoking weed. It's just in all colors, all races. That is what God made hip hop for, and that's how we could be the same in hip hop. But if that's not reality, if that's not being promoted as reality, then it's always going to be. And if people are using the internet to fucking be mad at people and always bringing up criticizing and then that's what's going to fuck hip hop up, because it wasn't like that back then. You could battle motherfuckers, and sometimes it might end up in a little squabble or whatever, but it wasn't nothing. It's like, that's what hip hop is. Like, it's no problem with that. It's just that now with internet, people can, everybody's opinions and it wasn't meant for that. Music was meant for people who are doing it, do it, and people who like to listen to it. The people who listen to it get to just go away from their reality and fall away, and then kind of imagine to them what the artist means to them. What social media's done is bring everybody close to everybody. So now everybody's like, oh, he's human. It just isn't no mystique in it anymore. And it's given all these people, the opinions are becoming more important than the actual music itself. And that's where shit is fucked up. That's
you'll just go straight to the comments.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the music and the fans loving the music and it being supportive of the music. Now it's about who can say the most craziest shit to get laughs, clicks, and comments and likes, and that's what's fucking up the natural order and balance of music and hip hop.
Yeah,
the purest form of music when it comes to hip hop right now on the streaming is LA Leakers and Funk Flex. When you see these freestyles, that's as pure as you can get to the actual music today on the social from a streaming standpoint. Other than that, everything is just.
It's kind of what he was just saying is like it's even just the attitude itself of hip hop is like it just changed like that. The attitude of the room in '95 isn't even like palatable in today's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's like hip hop now is a lot more emotional and shit. It's more like,
talking. It wasn't talking back then. It was action. Like, we talking way too much. And I get it, podcasts, let's make money because I want to make money to everybody, but that's what hip-hop is now.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of motherfuckers talking. It's not fucking actually dancing. It's not socializing. It's not
the
fucking
actual
spinning record. The artist taking the back seat to the conversations of it.
The artists, you know
because it's the truth. And reactors, reactors. Ooh. Now, the thing about reactors is how can somebody that sits in his bedroom all day listen to music and really, these dudes are like fucking the bottom of scrape barrel of hip hop. These reactor dudes, man.
The lobsters.
All of them. Yeah. I don't give a fuck who they are. They are the lobsters, but I love lobsters.
I do love lobsters. I do love lobsters
I don't want to call. I know that they're
also
the bottom feeders, but they are the bottom feeders because. I could see if you was in the clubs, then you could have if you want to have your opinion, but to sit there and and you stay in your room all day to the point where motherfuckers be doing it in their pajamas. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's why hip hop is fucked up. It's fucked up, yo. The internet, social media, YouTube is fucking hip hop up. No question. Agreed. And I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know, because soon enough it's gonna be so unbalanced that it's just gonna crash. For real, it's just too much talking, and it's going to be less. And somehow, some way, it's going to get to a point where it has to go back to what it used to be.
There's been an overcorrection. Yeah, an overcorrection.
Do you guys think that artists are like more controlled now, or were more controlled then?
Controlled by who?
Like the powers that be, record labels, whatnot. Like it seems like it's all.
You can only be controlled if you sign to them.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it seems like everything's more like drugged out, and like it pushes a certain agenda now, and it's just like a different like vibe to everything than what it was back.
I mean, definitely. You know this. I mean, listen. These guys are about. Like, remember, I told you, there's no integrity. Remember, there's no integrity in the music business. So the motherfuckers are gonna play Sexy Red talking about a pussy at 1 o'clock, at 3 o'clock. As soon as the young kids come out of school and they in their mom's car getting picked up, they're gonna hear Sexy Red talking about pussy and shout to Sexy, and they're gonna hear about niggas shooting guns, and so it's just not her. But that's what the program is aren't into giving a fuck the damage it does on the communities. They are there to make money. You know what I'm saying? And you know that's control. You can only be controlled if you sign to one of them. You know the good thing about the internet, if you could use it for good, is you could be independent and you can get your shit out there and you can go direct to consumer and get all the money yourself. That's the beauty of the internet, and use social media to promote it instead of using it to disrespect, to criticize, to judge, to clown, to fucking be so opinion. Just listen to the music, bro. And just vibe out. Music is an escape. Nobody wants to be escaped no more. No one's escaping. Everybody's
they want to have the wittiest response, right?
They're not escaping no more. They're thinking too much. They're thinking about what they want to say. They're thinking about what somebody else said. They're thinking music is supposed to be an escape and just like, yo, therapy. Just listen, bro. Just make you go somewhere that you just wasn't. Now it's not that, and it's not an escape no more. It's the first thing you hear. The first 2 bars, it's an opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then people have to see your opinion. So it's like, nah, that's not how it was supposed to be. The natural order of things is not how it's supposed to be.
Who you listen to now? You listen to anyone?
I listen a lot, man. Man, listen, work at the stick at the back of the truck. I'm feisty. So I had this nigga named Viking, Sa Baby. He's dope, man. I mean, not Sada. It's Sa, SAHHBABII. Sa Baby. He's an Atlanta artist, man. He got his joint is so hard, man. But then I listen to the Jesus Christ Superstar soundtrack when I'm lifting weights. Like, I listen to so much fucking music, different music. I've been listening to Metallica.
Yeah, good record.
Killing that. You know what I'm saying? Radiohead, Planet Telex. I've been listening I listen to all kinds of shit. So when I lift weights is when I really like the 2 hours, and I really listen to hip hop. You know,
you fuck with Tom York and shit?
I don't know him, but I fuck with a lot. I fuck with a lot of rock. I do fuck with a lot of rock. But certain Nirvana, you know what I'm saying? Like certain shit that is like known, like the underground shit. Unless I hear it, and I'll go try to like, well, what's that? And then I'll play it. But I listen to a lot of music, man. These ears have came through a lot of music, man. You know, growing up with my mother in the '70s, we only heard pop music in Boston, the pop radio.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to, you know, Hall & Oates and all them, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, Jim Croce and, you know what I'm saying, Steve Miller Band, and, you know, so that's what we listen to. So, but my music, my music is pretty wide.
You have a son, you said he was signed at one point.
Ray was signed at 9 years old, yeah. His name is Chavo. He actually just got an independent deal with Distro Kid. Distro Kid's giving out deals. His name is Chavo. Check him out, Chavo. He been rapping since Ray Ray. I brought Ray Ray on the Cash Money tour at 7 years old, and he had Shine.
Wow.
He did Shine Like My Son when he was 7 years old, and it was a major video. He was on my album. A lot of the guys, rappers, came down. Jay the Kiss came with his son. This was when Ray Ray was 7. He's 30 now.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? I was on Motown. They put the song out. We did a huge video in New York. Benny Boom directed it. So.
With those early music videos where you were talking last time that you paid like $500,000 out of pocket.
Deja Vu. That was the one we did with Made Men.
Yeah.
Dave Myers.
I mean, so was it literally just out of pocket? Like,
I mean, it was our money. The label wasn't paying that shit.
Yeah.
The Made Men deal wasn't even all that. We didn't get a lot of money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? My solo deals, I got some bread, but we didn't get a lot of money with the Made Men deal. So, you know what I'm saying? I just, you know what I mean? Like, I want us to really win. So Dave Myers, man, we did if you look at the Deja Vu video, Made Men, the sound, the special effects were amazing back then.
Yeah.
We gave him $500,000 for that.
That's really betting on yourself.
We worked and then I worked with there's a bunch of all the Made Men. I paid Nia Long $50,000 just to direct a Made Man video. Nia Long.
Yeah.
Nia Long directs?
Yeah, she directed that one.
Does she have like any other credits?
And shout to her sister, you know what I'm saying?
That's
shout
interesting.
To Samoa's a sister. Yeah, cool people, super cool people. She's very talented. The video came out. It was called "I Want a Made Man." We was getting out the private jet. It cost us something. That was expensive as a motherfucker because everything she wanted cost so much. Like, I want y'all in this. I want y'all in that. It was like, I'll never forget. I think we went and I think that was, you know, we had to go get our feet done, and we got like it was our money, but she was like dictating what she wanted, and you know you can't say no to Nia. You know what I'm saying? So,
You've never had a problem with thinking big, like you always.
I mean, I had the money. If I didn't have the money, I mean, you can only think as big as your budget.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
So you know what I'm saying. But I am resourceful.
Yeah, you're resourceful.
Very resourceful.
That's
so,
a better word.
Early videos, I would use all resources. I grabbed a guy from Newbury, an Irish guy, and I never forget, man. He had used 16mm camera, this big stupid camera, 16mm film, and I was like, yo, we need to do some type of scene with a chase. So I did 3. I had him following the car, getting like that, and then I came up because the car did a donut. I had the car do a donut, filming it, and I said, yo, get in the fucking while it does the donut. So we kind of strapped him in the sunroof, and it did the donut, so you could see the shit going around, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
no effects.
Yeah,
just
but
in person.
Just all kind of, no, you know what I'm saying? Just using what you got.
Yeah.
I always was good at that. So
that video reminds me of the like it's before the Hypnotize video. But
exactly. This was early RSO. This was like 80s when we fucked with this. We met. He did commercials for like tuna fish or something. It was the first. He was like our first videographer.
That's like a Hollywood like produced like
he was,
video.
You know what I'm saying? Like we found him on Newberry Street.
It's like pyrotechnics and shit.
That was the greatest show on earth. What was that? What song was that?
No, the first video. What was I don't even remember. I just remember he was like. It was just he had 16 millimeter. I forgot our first video.
I forget.
Hellbound. I know we did Hellbound.
Hellbound was you guys from the desert,
Bad Boys. The Revenge of the Bad Boys. When we had the motorcycle.
Yeah.
He shot that. His name's Peter. Peter Gilmore. God damn it. I do got a good memory. Shout out to Peter Gilmore, man. He was very soft-spoken, Irish to the bone, like, you know, real Irish. And he was a good guy. But anything we asked him to do, we went out to Red Rock. We brought him out there. He climbed the mountain with us to Red Rock. When we shot You'll Never Know with Mad Lion. Like, now I'm remembering, damn, like Peter did all those. He was a tuna fish. He shot tuna fish commercials. And he had never shot a music video before. Again, and, you know, he had an assistant. It was like this woman. Man, at first he was like, oh, shit. Like, he was like, because we was deep, like 30, 40 deep, 50 deep. He was like, wow. He was like, what the fuck? This ain't no tuna fish commercial. For real, yo. Like, every day, that's Peter Gilmore. Shout out to Peter Gilmore, man.
You guys are walking around the desert with the big leathers on.
The big hot is nobody knew that. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, we didn't put two and two together, like leathers and 120-degree weather, Red Rock, Arizona.
Yeah.
Can somebody understand why we're doing this? And then we did but yeah, you're right. It was, man. So it was always fun doing videos. But I remember Peter was our guy. He did all the early RSO videos, man, because there was no video directors.
Yeah,
not in Boston.
How do you find someone like that? You have to.
I was like videographer, and I went in the Yellow Pages. I might have went in the Yellow Pages, for real.
Wow,
that's crazy.
The fucking Yellow Pages. Imagine that, Dave.
Because he's known as one. Like, if people don't know, he's like one of the best directors of all time. He's done like Beyonce, Ariana Grande, Drake.
Yeah, he does $1 million videos. Ever, that was his first big budget video. Then he did Missy right after that. He started doing all of Missy's big videos, but that was his first big budget. Dave got him. I think Dave got him somehow.
Did you ever do a Hype Williams video?
Sure did.
Did he get you guys?
I did Lil X. I did Benny Bone. We did all those guys.
Yeah.
Hype did the Made Men video with Locks.
Okay, because you always hear about the stories now coming out about Hype Williams that like he had people like up in hotels, but he was like in a castle. Like
Hype was that nigga for real. Hype was damn near a fucking celebrity artist himself. You know what I mean? Because he was really, you know, his videos. He really started. I think Puff was the first one to really kind of use Hype, and he blew up after that. You know, he was really
Busta Rhymes.
And also he was doing those videos with the black and white, like the black with the all white. He was like the first to start to do those.
DMX, the one he's in the tunnel.
I mean, he done mad DMX videos.
But the black and white one.
People got into the Hype. Also directed Belly, so
that's the main thing I think of.
And he brought out Benny Boom, and he brought out Little X. They all come from him.
That's dope. What's You've obviously been in hip hop forever. What's your biggest accomplishment? Like, in your mind, what's your favorite accomplishment? Your biggest accomplishment?
Having kids that are successful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
that's because I didn't see that coming. You know what I'm saying? They both been successful, made a lot of money in hip hop. Coy and Ray Ray.
Did she always want to be like a rapper? Is that
Nah, not at all. Not at all. This shit just, you know, I remember she was 13, 14. I did a couple of videos with her and Taj and everything, but it was like real bubblegum, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She wanted to sing because she had a little voice, and we tried that. But I wanted her to go to college. I necessarily didn't see her as being a rapper. Surely not like this type of rap that's out now. But you know what I'm saying? She was relentless. She did it herself. It's like Ray Ray. Ray Ray's independent. Like, my kids really don't want my help. It's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? They're
like the drive and the genes.
They really want to show me that I could do it without you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, which drives them hard, and, you know, I respect them for it because they've both been successful. I mean, granted, they're Benzino's kids, so they think that it's nothing, but, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, coming up in this business, having a source, there was nobody I didn't know. From the streets or in like, I was fucking with Leora and them heavy, like the executives that run YouTube, the executives that run United Masters, Jacob the Jeweler. These guys was just now starting out. I was right there I was getting money like them.
Yeah,
and I knew, you know, and I was doing business with all of them, as well as street guys, as well as doing the source shit. So I had many hats. You know
you were connected in
pretty much
different circles, many
hats, and I had to make sure, you know, the Wolves. We was making millions and millions of dollars, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, everybody gets pressed, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that didn't happen with us. So,
Speaking of making like millions and being at the head of a company, you've had Suge on the cover. I mean, you've met Suge multiple times. Do you have any memories of like what you guys talked about in terms of
Nah, man, me and Suge didn't have too much, you know what I'm saying? Too much. Just that night, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I got interviews from him for the documentary, which is dope.
Okay.
You know, I'm excited about that.
Well, another mogul, obviously, who passed away the other day, Irv Gotti. You were close with him.
Me and Irv me and Ja was closer, but me and Irv was close because I had when the Eminem and 50 thing was beefing, I had just moved next door to Ja, kind of a couple streets over in Saddle River, and man, you know, I started really fucking with Murder Inc. heavy.
Yeah.
And I'd be always at their studio. I went on tour with them, so me and Irv would cross paths a lot. You know what I'm saying? Irv is an amazing producer, legendary, you know, and a great executive. People don't realize, like, not just Murder Inc., but X and Jay-Z, very, very instrumental on their career as far as production and different things, man. Irv, definitely, as a visionary who grew down, is one of the greatest in hip-hop.
We were talking about this the other day, was Irv one of those producers that actually played the keys and played the beats and stuff?
Nah, but Quincy, he's like Quincy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's harmonizing everything. He's giving you the sample. He's telling you exactly what to play. You, as most musicians who do something, they'll be like, yes, I want that, but do it this way. Like, but he's heavy into it. Like there'll be no chord coming by him without him saying okay.
Well, Hush is a producer. We were kind of talking about the fact that all the music does kind of sound the same. So we are trying to figure out, like, is he the one actually playing the keys and stuff? So yeah.
No. Well, I mean, he'll get the same keyboard players. He'll work with the same producers. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had a formula with Ashanti and John. He stuck with it. You know what I'm saying?
The Ashanti formula is like crazy. Yeah. The thing about that that's crazy is, like, it makes you think as like an older man, we're all getting older, like no matter how much money you have, like when it comes, it comes. Like it's
I mean, listen, they said
humbling.
Irv was worth $300 million. Look, I swear, man, money is good while you're here, right? But you can't let it cloud you, man. It's so much more purpose of why we're here. And I only find that out because I got the opportunity to live to 59 years old. I would have never known this 15 years ago, maybe not even 10. Like, I'm pretty much in tune with things now, and you're right. You know what I mean? It's a different time. You mature. You're supposed to mature. You're supposed to. You know, you had a lot of people don't. You're supposed to mature, and I think I'm at a good maturity rate the way I'm going, and you know, I look at things different. You know,
you on your Instagram and social media, you mention God a lot.
Yeah, man, because, man, there's no way that I could be living without. I know for a fact that God exists. There's no way. I've tested it a couple of times where I've been on, like, at the edge. Not me jumping, but just life fucked up at this point, and then he comes right through. Boom. It could be like, man, I need this by goddamn 7 o'clock, man. It's 6:59, 47 seconds. It comes through.
Yeah.
And all the close calls, and, man, I'm 59. If people could just understand the shit I've been through in 59 years, man, like, my God, man, like, I just can't even believe it.
That's why you said you were going to come out with a book. I was like, that's
one day,
great.
man. It's just gonna. Whenever I can sit still, I got to be able to sit still. I got to be able to. I'm not necessarily where I want to be financially yet, so I got to be kind of comfortable in life just to be able to tell my story. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but it's cool to be here. Like, we've been around long enough that now everyone's coming out with their books, their stories.
Yeah, because
so you get to re-experience it.
Yeah,
through
because
their
time,
lens.
because they have the stories in time.
Yeah,
you know, man, mine's is long. It's long, and it hasn't even stopped yet. Like, I still got motion. And you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, I still got motion. I just came back from Detroit last week. I was there for like 2 to 3 weeks shooting a movie. It was a 6-part series coming out. I just got fucking casted for a Chris Stokes movie, man, the biggest role I've ever had. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I play with Michael Ealy, like, this acting shit, I'm doing really well in it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Are you coming? Are you going to be in Bloodline 2? Is that what I saw?
Bloodline 2, I'm coming out Miami. You know what I'm saying?
I love Bloodline 1.
Yeah. Because I didn't get killed, thank God. You know what I'm saying? I shoot this movie called, I forgot the name of this shit, in South Carolina where I get shot in the head. But that'll be the last movie I get killed in. I can't be getting shot. I had already agreed to it. I'm not doing those no more, though. Like, I can't be getting shot in the head and getting killed.
You were just saying, too, that you just recorded music and stuff?
Yeah, I've been doing a bunch of music. You know, and I just record. I was down here with Sko, my man, Yamin, always recording with them. I love music, man, so I just do it. Eventually, again, when I'm stable and my money right, then I will put out an album, and I will, you know what I'm saying? These things, people think like, man, well, you should do it to try to get money, but I never did music like that. I got to be comfortable in my life. I'm almost there. I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've come to the point, I've got to the point in my life where things are getting kind of like smooth, man, and I'm starting to see a lot of light, and I'm almost there. Once I'm, you know, mentally ready, you know what I'm saying? Because I just really been in the gym, and then when things happen, I take advantage of them. But once my finances are straight, then I want to drop music, and I want to drop my book, drop more documentaries, because there's a lot of intellectual property in here. And, you know, I got guys like Albie and all my other guys that got their stories that were very much attached to me. So, you know, it's just going to, you know, God willing, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's just going to take time, you know what I'm saying? That's all.
And you spend a lot of time, you know, on upkeep. You don't look your age, you know. You are
I just
fucking
work
built.
out. No,
Yeah.
I just work out. Just work out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody could do it. Like, get in there, start going 2-3 times a week, every commit. After a couple of months, you'll be like, damn. Like, it really is. It's not no magic thing, man. It's just, you just got to go in there and find some time. It works for me because it's the only time I'm by myself and I got my headphones on. I can listen. Sometimes I listen to one song for 2 hours. Over and I do that a lot.
You
Like,
just get in the mode.
I just
flow
one
state.
one song. I like doing that, man. And then I leave. I have like a tradition. Like then I'll smoke my joint. You know what I'm saying? I walk because I walk to my gym from where I live, and you know what I'm saying. It's just, you know what I mean. Like, it's just good for my, you know, keep the blood going. A lot of guys are dropping. You know, rest in peace to Yancey. I was up here for a funeral. That's why I'm here. Rest in peace to Yancey, man, and my condolences to his family. Shout out to everybody that came out to his funeral. But guys are dying from natural causes because, you know, they're not taking care of themselves. Substance abuse and all the years of alcohol and eating bullshit. Like, that shit is catching up, and that shit is knocking motherfuckers out before they reach 60. So I'm trying to emphasize, look, if anything, my girl's 35, so of course you want to look as best as you can because you're competing out here. But it really is to put some years on my life, and I want to emphasize that to any older person. Eating good, cutting down on drugs and alcohol, and working out will definitely add 10 years on your life, maybe 15.
And the quality too, the years you do have.
Of course,
you
man.
know,
I don't even go to the doctors, bro. I don't, you know what I mean, knock on wood, but I don't go to the doctor, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I got one girl. I don't cheat. That's why I don't have to worry about burning. You know what I'm saying anymore?
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Do you ever, like, the way Styles P is, like, obviously it's great to see people, especially in hip hop, because hip hop's never been like health conscious, even though like it is. Styles P obviously huge into it and stuff like that. Do you ever think like, well, you're one of those guys too that people look at and like, all right, like, you know, when you're almost 60 years old, you know, you obviously still got like, you know,
5 more months.
You still got, you know, you're still in shape and everything. Is that something you think you're ever gonna go in that direction?
Who knows? Yeah, maybe I would like to. I don't think I'm all the way there yet. I still got some time to go. But if I get to the way, you know what I'm saying, I want to be, I wouldn't mind getting in that field.
You're someone that would make sense there. You know what I'm saying? If you like, it's like a natural fit. Yeah,
no, I wouldn't mind. It would just have to be the right situation. Things that I enjoy, music, working out. It's like I don't think about making money because that's how I was with hip hop. All them years, I was just making money in the streets and I was just putting money in it. Even with the Made Men, I was just spending. We was spending way more than I was making.
Yeah.
You know, I want to make sure the guys was good, but I was spending a lot more on our career. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like from what I was getting in, I just had the money and I just loved it, and you know what I'm saying? Invest myself.
What's the craziest thing you ever bought?
I mean, I spent $1.1 million for the Benzino piece, cash money, like cash green dollars, and I paid $550,000, $550,000 for the Gladiator with the pink diamonds and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? That was the craziest shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've had all kind of cars, and you know what I'm saying, but you know, I bought a lot of people a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, you know, pretty generous type of guy. Like, I don't. You know, I bought the whole staff real Jacob watches and real fucking chains and diamonds.
Sauce?
Not that, yeah, the whole staff, man. We spent millions of dollars with Jacob. I just, you know what I'm saying? I like to see people happy. I like to see people smile. Nobody would know that, but I bought the entire staff at the Source. The ones that was there for some years, real diamonds, like charm bracelets for the women, and big fucking Source pieces. I mean, a chain, real chain with a Source, all diamond, like real diamond. No moissanite, none of that shit. Right now, motherfuckers are wearing fucking glass, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, You know what I mean? Like I wanted because I'm coming up there with all the jewelry and I'm always talking with them. So it's like I want to see them smile and they have pride. But yeah, I brought, you know what I'm saying? All my guys, I brought jewelry, the M's, the Made Men pieces. Like, you know, that was a regular thing for me, buying everybody. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, I mean, you can't be the only one with shit and have everybody around you and they don't have nothing. So
yeah, I remember you saying that last time.
Yeah, you have to spread it.
Did anyone ever get mad because your chain was worth $1 million and
all the
theirs was only
time,
worth $100?
Taz, all the time. Unfortunately, all the time. Motherfuckers just don't. They're not grateful, you know, and they feel like they should have what you have, and why don't they have what you have? And that's just, you know, that's the nigga mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about that. It's about you. It's about, hey, I'm helping you. Now it's yours. Now apply it and get your own and blow the fuck up. You have an easy way to it. You ain't got to struggle. You already got a car. You're already looking good. You're already getting a check.
Yeah.
Apply yourself now for something that has nothing to do with me. That's something that you want to do. And that's where we kind of fuck up at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gave away a lot.
Yeah.
I helped a lot. And, you know, what they did with it was on them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But it was just inside of you to be empathic, to like care about.
My dad
people.
was always like that.
Yeah.
My dad was always like that, just giving. I watched him give, and I give. And again, I got a conscience. My mother gave me my conscience. Sometimes I'd be mad about that, but I can't walk into a clothing store and I got thousands of dollars and me, you, and Tash walk in there and y'all just walking with me while I'm picking up all these clothes. I'm gonna say, y'all want something? Y'all want a pair of sneakers? Y'all want? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't, so that y'all could be happy. We can all walk out. So
what's a time, like one of your most proudest times or a big time that you've actually given someone and like that actually propelled or helped in a big way?
Man, I mean, the whole Wise guys, I was pretty much proud of them, the stuff that I accomplished with those guys, because those guys, not only those guys got the light, you know, because everybody wants light, you know, as far as, you know, they want to be looked upon and their music heard, but they managed to learn something way deeper than music, and that was that their partner in the group that's from a different project isn't their enemy. And that right there was like worth more than any money. Like, I really made guys that was really families and projects killing each other for years. I really had those guys, when it was all said and done, were real good friends. And that right there was like, wow, that's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Because Boston had a problem with that. And see, it's not like I want to be Malcolm X. It's just that since everybody fucked with me, I'm in the middle of everything all the time.
Right.
And I don't want to be in the middle of shit. I don't want to be. So if I get everybody together, I don't got to be in the middle. Now, motherfuckers, I can go sit over here and y'all are fucking with each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Did the idea for that come to cause peace, or did that come from the idea?
I wanted to cause peace. I at the same time when I came up with that, it was a way that I could get all these guys to give something back. So motherfuckers don't be like, Benzino. I can give the whole city back, get the most rowdiest of projects fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because because the projects want them to blow up. So if they blow up, then they're gonna be fucking with me. So, you know, because I'm responsible for that. And I knew that it would stop some of it, because it was crazy when we did it. The murder rate was bananas, and it was something in me. Don't ask me why, but I did want to fucking stop some of the violence. And I don't remember ever thinking like that before. I don't know why. I can't even tell you, because I don't want to make up some shit. But I did want to stop the violence.
Did you handpick the individuals for that project?
Sure did. Had to. I had to, because I had to like their style of rap. Some guys would bring them to me, and I would, you know what I'm saying? But their reputation was important. They just couldn't be somebody that lived there that nobody knew. They had to be.
That's what I was.
They had, they had to put that work in. They had to.
So someone respected and dope.
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And that it's kind of. It's obviously not like a boy band. That's not what it is. But like by choosing like the individual people and like, okay, this skill set, that skill set, and putting that together. It's interesting.
We produce. So, you know, with me, Jeff, and JB, rest in peace. Like, we Hangman 3, we produced it, so we knew what style they rapped with to what type of beat that we had to give to them, and that was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? As
a producer, what's your biggest record, your most proudest record?
Well, I mean, the Nas intro.
Yeah.
On Stillmatic.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's right.
Double platinum, yeah. It might be triple at this point.
How'd that come about?
LES, his DJ.
Okay.
Super cool with him. You know what I'm saying? And he submitted it, and Nas used it.
That's dope. When's the last time you talked to Nas?
Man, long time.
Yeah.
Long time. We was trying to see if they want to do something with the documentary on Mass Appeal.
Okay.
So we was talking to his partner in that, not him. But you know, I think last time I told you, me and Nas. Last time I probably spoke to Nas was when I gave him $65,000 for a verse. I gave him $65,000, and then ended up I didn't use it, and I ended up using it on the Wise Guys album. I gave Man Terror from OP. I let him get the verse with him. Yeah.
It's so interesting how this all like works. One of the things is it Arch Nemesis is like your third album, right?
Yeah, I guess you could solo. I don't know. Is it? Yeah, yes, yep.
And you had the Tupac verse on there that was originally it was going to be. So how did this work? It was Freddie Fox's
album
didn't come out. Yeah.
Right, didn't come out. And it was coming out on that, and then he couldn't clear it anyways.
Okay,
we got sued for fucking using it by Afeni. We had to give her $150,000.
Oh shit.
Suge cleared it, but she didn't.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And you got stuck on the hook for that? That's kind of.
And then and that didn't even. That's what I'm saying. Like these songs I paid all this money for, we really didn't even make no money off them because it was like. Again, I don't know, man. I just be in the moment. A lot of times, my moves in hip hop wasn't for money.
Yeah,
and that might have
been something happen.
That might have been stupid, but it was what it was.
Yeah, you've had like a lot of these legends who are no longer with us. You had Prodigy, Black Rob.
Yes.
Actually, I don't. I don't
those
like.
All my niggas.
Yeah, Black Rob. I heard he was a very passionate guy.
It's my nigga, man.
Yeah.
I watched Black Rob drink a whole fifth of Hennessy when he did that verse with me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a whole fifth. In the booth, I couldn't believe it. That nigga was still walking.
Wow, that's yeah.
Yeah, that was ill.
And Prodigy
was like family.
Greatest.
Man. It's like family. Prodigy mentioned me in his book. If you listen to it, he mentioned me in his.
Oh, the infamous, My Infamous Life.
His audio book. He mentioned me when he came to the crib and shit. So me and Prodigy, man, yeah, because we met them in '94, and our relationship, we would see the infamous mob, his guys are Havoc, and they would be none but love with us, man. So.
Right from the beginning, RSO, yeah.
From the very beginning. They was a little grimy group. He was grimy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was breaking bread with them, so you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, shit. We had paid them for that verse. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
And when did it first come around to you guys in the Locks, too?
Man, that's a good one. I don't remember.
Because that
I mean, we did Tommy's thing. They came to Boston, and we smoked We smoked so much hash when we recorded Tommy's theme. And then me and Kiss got a solo song together on my solo album that LES produced.
Yeah.
So we've other than the situation that happened at the Fleet Center, man, we've always been cool. Just with the whole, you know what I'm saying, crew with them. There was always a mutual respect because we went on tour with them. You know what I'm saying? Before the fight thing, it was always a mutual respect. Still is.
And you're coming from similar backgrounds.
Yeah, I mean, we was a group. That's the whole thing. We was a group. They was a group. You know what I'm saying? So we being in a group, especially a 3-man group, it was like we from Boston, they from New York. It was like we could understand each other.
Yeah,
they street, we street. So
and rapping and producing, you do both. So.
Right? Yeah, I mean, I started producing. I started out producing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Hangman 3 Volume 2 of. It came out on
Interscope.
Yeah,
ain't that something?
Right, and
Jimmy Iovine signed that.
Exactly.
But he just signed. I'll be honest. He signed that because we was connected with the source. Like what I mean, it wasn't. Yeah. We just had Hangman 3 beats on it. That's necessarily a compilation. It wasn't nothing that was great. I'll be honest. It wasn't maybe our greatest work. It was some nice shit on there, but he just wanted to give us money because of the relationship with the Source magazine. And this was before the Eminem fallout.
If no one's ever heard of Benzino as a musician, as a rapper, like what's your song that you would send people to, or what's the song you're most proud of?
Rock the Party's my biggest song, but the song that I made a song called Gangsta on my like that whole album on Motown. Like I read that shit right there. Like you know what I'm saying, like that Gangsta track, the track I did with Diddy. Who's Benzino? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that was like some of my best work ever. Was the Benzino project.
When were you signed to Motown?
The Benzino project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we had
that's my first solo. When I had Bang to This. Bang to This was probably, I'm gonna say Bang to This because Bang to This was my first solo. The Made Men broke up. I didn't even know I can go solo. And when I ended up producing Bang to This. We brought in somebody from Berkeley to sing. I brought 3 Asian violin players to play on it, and me, Jeff, and JB went to, man, I sat there and I wrote them verses, and next thing you know, man, like Flex, the first song that Flex was dropping bombs on. It's never ever happened. And I was so fucking, I could, that's the song, because I couldn't believe it. I was always the third rapper. You know,
Yeah.
And
E. Devious was the dopest. Tony Rome was the dopest. Cool Jesus was the dopest. I was always the guy that was like the image, but my bars wasn't up to them. But man, something got in me and banged to this, and I out there in Canton at the studio, and man, like when Funk Flex was dropping bombs and was bringing it back, and they kept playing the Hot 97, I couldn't believe it. That's actually how I got my deal, was because of Bangters. I could not fucking believe it. Like, that was a moment. At
the time too, you're signed to Motown. We had someone Rashid up in here, DJ Rashid, a couple weeks ago. He was signed to Motown at one time with the Superiors, and just talking about how like being signed to Motown,
it's crazy.
Is like yeah, right. Like
it's
is that
I was signed to because I already got connections with Detroit. You know what I'm saying? But being signed there was just like wow. Because I love Motown. I love the artists. Like, I'm older to know that. I love Diana Ross, Smokey Robinson. You know?
They didn't put you through the Motown like thing, did they?
No. Yeah. This was Motown really in New York. It wasn't Detroit at that point. You know what I mean? Universal had kind of took them over at that point.
This be funny, like trying to see like you guys like going through the Motown.
You know, it's crazy
factory.
though. I go to Detroit and I haven't been inside the museum yet. I need to go. I just was there 16 days and I didn't fucking go. But I need to go. But I can always say that. I was signed to Motown Records.
Yeah.
And that's just a fucking
and you were signed to Def Jam too, right?
Well, I had a deal with Def Jam with the Wise Guys. And I had a deal with Def Jam with the Source Hip Hop Hits.
Okay.
Me personally, and I did Tommy's theme was on Def Jam.
Yeah, because
but I never personally got a Def Jam deal. No.
It's like there's two lives. Well, they're all incorporated in one because you're an artist and you talk about your life. And like you said, like you're living it. You're just the music is a reflection of that.
I mean, that's all. That's why I think. That's why I don't think like money was always a big thing for me when it came to hip hop.
Yeah,
it just was always just something that I just loved to do, and I love and watching people love it. It's almost like if you cook somebody some food and they be like, "Oh, this is amazing." You feel good as fuck. You smile because you're making somebody else happy from something that you did. That's probably the greatest form of flattery and compliment you can get. You cook somebody a meal and they're going crazy. But it's the same thing with music, and it's even more. Like people love, you get addicted to that feeling when somebody likes your music. You get addicted, and when somebody doesn't like it, you know, you feel insulted. You feel you feel like you have to be. It's because it's so personal to you.
Yeah,
that's why, like, you know, I do a lot of hostings and showcases, and I you know, it's some horrible shit out there, but I never ever would say that to them. I would just tell them, look, these are the things I think you should work on.
You wouldn't do the Simon Cowell.
I would never do that. Like, that's because you just don't want to do that. Like, you could break somebody like that. You could break, you know what I mean? Like, and especially if they fuck with me, you know, I wouldn't want them to feel like that. But I tell them, you know, listen, man, it's dope. The more you do, I always say, the more you do it, the better you're gonna be at it. How long you been rapping? A year? 2 years? I said, man, listen, I've been rapping for years. I said, believe me, just keep going. You're going to get better. There was a girl in Detroit, and I was on a movie set. She was one of the people just helping on the set. She let me hear her shit. I didn't want to hear it, but she let me hear it. You know, so I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Then but if you catch me in that mood, I got to give you my exact. Now I'm giving you an opinion. I'm like, listen, your hook's a good thing. I said, but your verses are too basic. And she was like. And I was like, "That's I don't mean no harm." But after a while, she understood. You know what I'm saying? She was upset at first, and I said, "Look, I think you're good." I said, "But your verses ain't ready," and motherfuckers don't want to hear that. People are, "Yeah, you're dope. You're gonna be dope." Yeah, I'm not. I'm at the age where I'm gonna tell you if I didn't feel it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just gonna be my opinion. But I know if some shit's just not ready at all.
Yeah.
You know? Some people just ain't ready, man.
No, for sure.
You know, like. They ain't been rapping too long. They just want to rap. You know what I'm saying?
Is there somebody that you've like mentored along the way that you feel like you're most proud of? I mean, listen, I don't know about mentoring, but me and Albie I've always been proud of Albie because out of all the guys, Albie would be doing his own lane, very respectable. Yeah.
Always smiling. And these are things that niggas in the hood ain't doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Albie don't got the mean mugs when he's selling his burgers and when he's selling, you know what I'm saying? He's actually very pleasant because in order to sell anything to anybody, you have to be pleasant to them. Nobody wants to deal with anybody if you're, you know what I'm saying? And he understood. I noticed he understood that. Very, very respectable. He came from his mom and pops, great people, so he was raised well. And I just was and I watched him with the Cheddar DVD thing, and so and what he's doing now. So I watched a young black man come up, and I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily me mentoring them, but me watching the growth. Like I told y'all. I said, like, when I'm watching something and I'm watching the growth, if I get to watch it at the beginning, then it becomes more special to me once I see it take flight. And that's where the pride comes in. Like, yo, I'm proud. It don't matter. We don't have to be family. I don't have to grow up with you. If I seen you start from here and then grow it to that, I got admiration for anybody if that happens, if that takes place.
Yeah, you've seen the grind.
Benzino said earlier, influential, very, very, very influential in my life.
Yeah,
I would say just to actually be able to witness the things he's accomplished, it gives you to say, damn, I could do this. I could do this. So like to see, especially coming from the backgrounds where we come from, like I remember my dad bringing me to see his dad in the feds.
Remember I told you?
Yeah.
So his dad's a police, and my dad, you know what I'm saying? And they were
that's crazy.
Still to this day.
I know
the boss's story right
my
there.
dad
Yeah.
tells me when my dad becomes a cop, my dad was like, yeah, Tito, he's a little upset with me right now. Like, how'd you become a cop now? What the fuck is going on? My dad didn't become a cop until 52 years old. The oldest Boston police officer ever in Boston. So it was really, really late in his life after he'd been through a lot.
Too.
Huh.
Yeah, he wasn't a cop at 20. He wasn't a cop at 30. He was. So how you think I am by the time he becomes a cop?
Yeah.
I'm saying the same shit Tito. Like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is going on? He's like, yo, you better cut that shit out, boy.
No, it's true, man. Like when you get to see people do that, that's what you want to see. Like you want to see it. It has not anybody. You want to see him if you have a chance to see him at the beginning.
Yeah.
If you have a chance to see him at the beginning and you see the growth, that's a special thing to watch. Success from nothing to something, and you watch it be said, it's like, whoa, that's fucking crazy. Because man, those are people I respect, the ones that pay the dues. Y'all are paying your dues. See, this is what I love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I get it, and I get the other part, and I'm glad we got through that. But I'm just letting you know, and I don't mean no harm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, but this is what I love. Like, this is, and I know how things get. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing. But I'm just letting you know, if y'all are like this, and I know y'all are gonna. And I told you this before. Y'all are gonna do good if y'all bounce off each other and be like this. Y'all are gonna do good. It's just, to me, there's just too much negative with this podcast shit. They make it more about them, because y'all questions are amazing and y'all fucking take on shit is crazy, but I don't know. I'm just, with me, is like I just want to be positive and do good shit. You know what I'm saying? It's hard fucking answering the same questions and being ridiculed for something that's like, golly, man, all right. It's like, and I get it. And I understand, because people want to know the answers, and those are the tough questions, and I get it, and I understand it. But just like I understand it, the understanding has to be coming from the other side too. You know what I'm saying? And the way y'all brought it back is like, man, like that's what I'm saying. Y'all's knowledge of hip hop, it's like, it's dope. I don't sit and talk to people with, especially these new guys. They don't talk like y'all. This is the shit that I respect.
Well, I appreciate
and
that.
admire and love about y'all's podcast.
Appreciate it.
And I
stay
mean,
there.
right? No. I mean, honestly,
you know what I'm saying? Hush, come on, hush.
I feel like the whole, like, when everybody got in their feelings, like it got so angry.
But can you understand if the feelings, because it's real?
Yeah,
like imagine, like the source, like losing the source was really hard to Dave.
Yeah.
More than it was me.
Okay.
Because I get back and go sell crack again. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm still gonna get good pussy. Like, so I'm still gonna smoke weed, good weed. It's true. Like, of course you want to be a millionaire forever, whatever. But when you come from where I come from, it's the little things. It's not that I don't need that much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had to be humbled to understand that. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, but it's, you know what I'm saying. But it still was a moment. Like, nobody wanted the source to end up like it did, but there was a lot of factors that had nothing to do with me. But even though I say that, since Dave is my partner, whatever it had to do with, it did have to do with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't make all the decisions as far as the money's in the source, Dave controlled that. I trusted him. I trusted the white Jewish guy with the money. Half the time, I didn't even know how much we had in the bank.
Yeah.
I wasn't checking. I just trusted him, and I was getting more than enough to take care of me and my people. I was happy.
Yeah.
I never questioned Dave, like, yo, how much money we got? Or how much this? Yo, I don't think we should. No, like, I was getting dumb money. You know what I'm saying? I was doing crazy shit. So maybe I should have been more responsible, but things happen. And believe me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I respect, because, you know, I understand people out there with the Source magazine and how much they looked at it, but it was an unorthodox relationship in my dealings up there, something that you just wouldn't understand as being a fan.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to even like debate about it, because it was so much behind the scenes shit and so much shit that had to go on for that magazine to get to you the way it did.
And you got. I mean, they have that saying. It's like, I've failed more times than you've even tried. For people who are successful,
you just don't even understand.
Right.
Like, and the personal things of verses or who got mics. So these are things like shit. If you love somebody and I gave them a bad mic rating, you're gonna hate me. Nori didn't even know me, and he didn't like me because he thought that I fucked him over for the Source Award.
Yeah.
And now me and Nori are like best friends. Like, but he didn't like me at first. He said that.
Right.
So, and I had to tell him, yo, bro, I had nothing to do with that. Absolutely nothing.
Sticky said that's why he shot the ceiling up, because he missed like 4 awards.
Yeah, but again, that's not, again, like, you know, but, and I told you the 2 times I kept it 100 was the little brother thing and the Eminem thing, and I had reasons for that, and those reasons only I'll be able to understand. I can understand if the people out there are mad about it, because yes, I mean, I have a responsibility, and I get it. Yes,
thank you.
But yes, of course, but it can't go to the point of like, I hate this guy because of that. Because when you do that, you're not giving yourself just due as a human being. Like, to hate somebody for something you 100% don't know the reasons by, only because of your enjoyment, because, hey, it's not reading the way I want it to read or something, that's selfish, man.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy to please everybody in hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different demographics, so many different fucking genres of hip-hop. It's like, you know what I'm saying, who the fuck is right and who's wrong? Nowadays, it's even worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, the 5 mics would never work right now.
Never.
It would never work right now. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gives a fuck if at the 5 mics. Motherfuckers is buying shit that I've never even heard of. So, you know what I'm saying? So, it's just a different time, man. And I, you know, it's, you know, I get it, because I'm telling you, the last years of my life, you got to see the hate and the, oh yeah, you ruined the Source, you ruined. No, when I was at the Source, it made the most money and did the most shit. When we left the Source, it fell. Do the homework. When Bob Johnson offers 55, and Bob, this would have been the best scenario. If Bob would have bought the Source and kept me and Dave on,
then it would have been a totally different narrative. You're right.
We would have had Bob's money, his backing, and me and Dave would, like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, but that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, fuck. We still owe the bank $30 million from the Source.com thing, and we had to sell a piece to somebody that wanted to take it from us and be us, kick us out. They get it, and then they lost their shirt. The ones who really lost were them.
Yeah.
They lost like $50 million. And
that's Londell McMillan, right?
No, Londell got it for cheap at a garage sale. Damn it.
Okay.
It was Black Enterprise that lost that money.
Oh, okay.
They had at this point, the internet's here and magazines are dead.
Yeah.
It's over with.
You guys were just like a couple years early. You had the fucking move.
It's like about 5-6 years early.
You were early on it.
In an internet world and tech world, that's a lot of years.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
He had this underground hip hop had the same fucking issue. You guys were just like before it fucking
happened and it crashed.
Even Cheddar, the same fucking thing.
Listen, I didn't make the deal. I didn't go to the bank in Providence and borrow $12 million at a 21% rate. I didn't do that.
Yeah, that's wild.
I didn't even know about that. I didn't even know about shit. And Dave's, he dealt with that. I didn't even know about that type shit. That was over my motherfucking head, that type shit. So, you know, at that time.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? I had to stick by him, you know what I'm saying? But it fell and we made a bad decision. And you know what I'm saying? And things happened. That's how we lost it. But we didn't lose it because Benzino did anything.
Yeah.
Or we didn't lose it because of the Eminem beef. Or we didn't lose it. No, we lost it because there was an investment that was invested for the Source.com, a major investment, and and it didn't happen, and we fucked up. So we had $30 million that was ballooning up every fucking 3 months, and we had to pay that fucking money. We finally sold some of our piece. The guys that, instead of them keeping us on, they motherfucking backdoored Dave and took it from us. So, you know what I'm saying? But we walked away from a $40 million debt.
Well, no, hold on, because just touch on that, because the narrative is not the narrative, but people do think
narrative.
People think I know the Eminem thing. I knew it was $12 million. I knew the whole thing.
But a lot of people thought that Eminem did it.
And the Kim Assario bullshit, that thing too. Kim Assario,
that was nothing. That was nothing.
Well, people thought that all contributed to it.
People thought that?
Really?
Yeah. I never heard that.
I mean, I've actually heard her saying it was the best job she ever had too. So it's all Kim,
I gave her. She was the first fucking female editor, and I did that.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
she's wishy-washy with this shit.
She sued because I went to Dominican Republic.
She said you asked her to go to the Dominican Republic with her.
No. Let me tell you what happened, and that's my girl. We went to the Dominican Republic. I flew over 40 IG models, stayed there for 2 weeks. And had the fucking time of my life. She had to stay back at the source. She was upset about it. Dave and her didn't get along. Dave been wanting to fire Kim. I was the one that always kept her. I was the one that was always in the middle. They hated each other. And then Kim said, you know what, before he fires me, I'm going to do this. She was smart. She did it. She got $1 million. It came out of insurance.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
And all the other shit.
I had to sit in a federal court and talk about all the girls I fucked in front of a fucking lady judge, a federal lady judge, over this dumb shit.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So before you got to go, because I know you guys got to get out of here. We were talking before about the juxtaposition about Dave's people and like your people coming through the shit and everything.
Yes,
And I did find some funny like complaints about like merchandise, like promotional merchandise.
Yeah, we would take it.
So, but you gotta have some funny fucking stories.
I mean, look, that's like me coming in.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, like we would come in, it'd be T-shirts, and we would take we always took T-shirts every time, because they would be getting them from the labels. Dude. So every time we would go to the source, we would always take, like, we'd go on their fucking thing, we'd take the T-shirts, take the hats, all the promotional shit, we would just ransack the office for. Now, Dave was mad about that. And he should have been. And we was wrong. We shouldn't have been taking people's stuff. But in our mind, it's like, it's a fucking T-shirt. Like, stop it. You know what I'm saying? They're pissed because getting a T-shirt from like Profile Records is like everything to them. And we was insensitive, and we shouldn't have been doing it.
Was there anyone that fucking deserved it though? You were like, fuck that guy. Like, fuck
John
him.
Schechter, James Bernard, all of them deserved it.
Yeah.
I hated all of them. I'm talking Miss Info.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
she was there. I remember.
Carlito
Was my guy.
Okay.
I brought, when everybody walked out, they walked out. That was the first source. Dreamhampton, all the motherfuckers, they all walked out.
Is Mecca part of that?
No, Mecca came way
later.
Mecca, God bless Mecca and everything he's doing, but Mecca came way later. You know what I'm saying? Those people were the first people. And, you know what I'm saying, they went on to do other shit. God bless them.
Well, you're about to laugh right now. What are you about? Like,
no, because I remember one time, all right, so Miss Info, we was in Puerto Rico at the DJ convention, and I remember we had a source van, and we was going from the hotel to the back to the hotel, from the event to the hotel. So it's Puerto Rico, and it's at night. So we all in, it's all the source people and everything. So somehow Miss Info was back there. I'm like, wait a minute. Hey, yo, pull over. Hey, amigo, pull over. I said, yo, what the fuck is she doing in here? Now, mind you, she's one of the original ones that signed on to fucking have Dave, and kicked her right off the now, in retrospect, I shouldn't have did that. Kim got off with her because she didn't want her to be alone. I think another girl got off, but I kicked her off the van. And Miss Info, I apologize. That's why her. None of them like me. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you said T-shirts, because literally when I was looking all this shit up, like, that was the complaint about. It was T-shirts. Everyone complained about fucking T-shirts. And
that's what it was.
T-shirts.
No, that's what it was. It was T-shirts, like little, like weed pipes. If we seen a weed pipe, if we see some weed there, we got a couple. Because it was everybody's office. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is when we first started going up there. We had the office on Broadway, and you know what I'm saying. There would be some T-shirts and packages. We'd never seen that.
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying. It was all from different labels and shit. And I was like, oh man. First I was doing it, and then because the other guys wouldn't do it, but the other guys always had something. Well, if he did it, then I'm gonna do it next. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying. So then everybody started taking T-shirts, and then Dave was like, yo, we had a meeting one day. and shit, and we ended up stopping. We didn't do it no more.
Some meeting over T-shirts. Like, you're all just like so mad when you leave.
Those 6 years was really tense between Dave's guys and us. It really was. It was a tense moment up there all the time up there because they didn't like us and we didn't like them.
A tense 6-year moment.
But it almost,
6-year moment, bro.
It almost had to be.
Well, you know what? No, I wouldn't say 6 years because, yeah, it was 6 years. Matter of fact, but it was in New York. It was just 3
When
years.
did you start? What year did you start?
I mean, 88. I was with them the whole time.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, remember, I was fucking with John, but 3 years until they got to the office. So really, it was the 3 years in Boston, then the 3 years when they was finally at the office, and that's when we would, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't like us. It was awkward. And Dave was in the middle and everything. But Dave always says, and he'll tell you, it ended up being good because those motherfuckers wasn't it anyways. And I mean, there's about 30 people who got. It's like what Trump's doing now.
Yeah.
Wiped out everybody. He said, go, everybody go.
If you seen Schechter now, what would he do?
I wouldn't even recognize him. You know, Schechter was the one that found Hip Hop Honeys.
Okay.
Like the porn thing. He was a real porn guy. He was a real porn guy. So you see what I'm saying about these guys?
Weird.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be the owner of the Source magazine, the first owner, and then the guys in porn. So like, was you supposed to be the first Source owner? Think about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's like, okay, well, Benzino, you didn't own the Source at first. John Schechter, okay. What did John Schechter end up doing? Porn. So what does that tell you? Benzino went on to do amazing things in TV, in music. What did John Schechter do? Black porn too. Yeah, black. He called Hip Hop Honeys. He was exploiting black women. You know
I remember
having
DVDs.
sex on DVDs. So it's like, come on, man. So think about that. There's all the complaints about, well, John Schechter and all of them was the first, but if you know what these type of guys was, they wasn't really the guys. The owners of that magazine. If you want the authenticity of hip hop,
no, for sure.
That's what XXL was.
That puts it in a new light for sure.
Come on.
And during this,
one thing I would say too in business, what people always miss, and what's the most important thing about business is who's with you when you in the trenches. So those first 3 years, they in the trenches. So once they go to New York, it becomes more of it's just a business now.
Yeah.
But it's the trench work that got you there.
Yeah.
If you don't get in the trenches with somebody and we do this from thick and thin day and night, that's what
I could give John and H&M because they was writing the stories and everything. The first early years it was them. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is don't you start getting arrogant. You start having the ego, and you start acting like, well, not knowing, like they wasn't acceptive of street culture. They was Ivy League guys, and they really wasn't fucking with street dudes. It could have been anybody. Mm-hmm. It could have been. It doesn't have to be me.
Yeah.
They just was shunning that. They thought they was better than everybody. That's how college niggas was back then.
Yeah.
The average college guy back then thought you was better than the street guy. We used to go to Amherst to the parties, and man, they hated us. The college kids there, you know, we was on the same age or whatever, but they just hated us. So it was that separation in hip hop, and they just didn't like us from the jump. It wasn't like we was getting in their way of them doing their job or not giving them their props or disrespecting them. They was writing fucking articles. I don't write articles, so I'm not in your lane. I'm over here.
Yeah.
We don't have to fuck with each other. Dave wants to hang with us in the streets. Just because you guys, they was mad at Dave for that. They didn't. Because they wasn't those type of people, because they're Ivy League. Everybody went to a fucking Ivy League school, and that's cool. But hip-hop, to me, was the streets. That's you have to have an element of the streets for it to be authentic, and that's why the Source was what it was. And that's why I say about being unorthodox. When people think of Benzino and my relationship with the Source, if Dave never met me, the Source would not have been what it was. That's just a fact. And I'm not saying things wouldn't have happened differently, but if those guys was to go all the way through it, the trajectory of how things was, like if Suge wanted to press up on one of them niggas, what the fuck was they gonna do?
Yeah.
Other than go to the police. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not just for the muscle, but just the rawness of what the streets have to do with hip hop. Dave understood the importance of that because he was living it with us. I wasn't making no money from the Source even after 94. I didn't make money from the Source 5 years later. I was getting more money in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I was making more money than Dave.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't get money until maybe 98, 99. So that's a whole 10 years later on.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just a lot of shit that people don't know. And to me, I'm not the one to have to explain every fucking thing. I live my life and things happen, but it's like, you're under a microscope and people assume this and they assume that and they think this, but if they really put their mind to it and say, damn, well, if I loved it so much, well, guess who was running it? You know what I'm saying? Benzino. From 94, I would say I really started putting major decisions in around 97, 98.
Okay.
So if you love the Source from 97, 98 all the way until we left, which was probably 06 or something, 05.
Yeah.
If you loved it then, that was me. Prior to that, it was a lot of Dave, and you know what I'm saying? But from 97 on, a lot of that. The Source Awards, the TV shows, a lot of the covers, the new covers, the theme covers was all Benzino. You know what I'm saying? Because I started getting more pride in the magazine. Like, damn, like my ideas make sense, and Dave's loving them. And there was times where Dave would be like, people think it's me, but it's really him.
Yeah.
Because I would never get credit, and Dave would get all the credit, and I didn't mind not knowing shit. I need credit for now.
It's such an interesting space that you occupy.
It's
you're
crazy,
like, it's like you're living.
Figure it out.
You're living your life, and then you're also the media
Right.
covering your own life.
It's crazy. and never asked to be my media nigga. Never
meta.
asked for that. I never asked for it.
Yeah.
I was living it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to be told about it or somebody reporting about it. I'm out here living it every day, and it's more than just hip hop. It's guns, drugs, streets, and everything else. That's what it was. That was my fucking life. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying, shit. It ain't like I was such, this guy that had shit going on. I was a fucking savage in the street selling drugs with all my niggas, and I loved hip hop. So it's not like I'm looking at hip hop as something that's the way a college nigga's looking at it. Nah, I'm looking at it like it has everything to do with drugs and everything, me getting pussy, and everything to do with everything that I'm doing out here. And everything I'm doing out here is street shit. So it was just as much emphasis on respecting me as a street nigga as it was the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I didn't separate it. It wasn't separated. I never separated streets from hip hop. That don't mean like if I'm warring with motherfuckers, I went and rapped about it. No, I didn't rap about the war with niggas. I never did that. We never did that.
Yeah.
That's the difference with us. But we're rapping about war in the streets.
Right.
But we're not rapping about the niggas we warring with.
You're not getting yourself prosecuted.
No, we're not. We never did that.
Yeah.
So you ready?
Yeah, I got a question for you though.
Oh,
Does
okay.
the street still dictate hip hop?
Absolutely not. Social media dictates hip hop.
Yeah.
That's the
Tie it
problem.
all in right there.
Absolutely.
And that's the problem.
Social media dictates hip hop. Hip hop was always in front. It's behind now. Social media is in front. The internet's in front now. You know what I'm saying? Do some dumb shit. You can jump off the table, flip 5 times, and have somebody hit you in the head with some sushi, go viral, and next thing you know, you're going to rap about it, and you have a big song. You know what I'm saying? Sushi Rock or whatever the fuck.
Streamers are the highest
You know
paid.
what? Someone's going to fucking do that now.
I'm telling you, bro, like that's what it is now, and it has nothing to do with the music.
Hush's next video
has nothing to do with the music,
Rock.
and that's why you hear a lot of this shit out here is trash. A lot of this music out here hasn't been thought about. They ain't paid their dues. They ain't really thought. That's why a lot of people can make a couple of songs, but do you think they can make a whole body of work? Fuck no. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, okay, it's easy to go get a hot-ass beat and say some shit on it, some catchy shit, but do that 10 times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 12 times, 14 times. Like, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? So the quality of music's going down.
For sure.
Well, man, we appreciate you coming through.
Me too. It's dope.
Always,
Dope.
man. You got
a good one.
ton of fucking stories.
This
You
is
know
a
what I'm
good
saying?
one.
We're gonna need a part 3 next time.
Nah, good shit, Taz. Good
If
shit.
you wanna, man, I appreciate you, man.
Good
I
shit.
appreciate you. If you wanna check
Nah,
this camera right here,
This was good.
and just let us know where you can find you, all that shit.
Find me on Benzino the Legend, and that's it. That's my Instagram. I don't even know my Facebook. Facebook is so confusing to me. They only allow me to have 5,000
You can't even
friends.
see anything that happens.
You can't
on
get
Facebook
5,000.
anymore, yeah.
I only got 5,000 friends. They won't allow me no more. People ask me to be their friend. I don't know how to, but Benzino the Legend, and just see me in the streets, man, and catch me, I guess, on the blogs, depending on good or bad viral moments and shit, man. But I'm just out here living my life. Much love.
That's still the same Instagram you had last time you were in here.
I'm not sure. They took it down. It might be.
Or was it? Or is it?
I don't know.
You were at 12
There's
strikes.
about 30 Benzinos out there. It's only one, Benzino the Legend.
Yeah.
No underscores, no dots, no nothing. And I want to shout out to Rich and Blood, my man Nathaniel Lackland Jr., We made a song called "Wonder Chamber," and it's about Nathaniel Lackland getting shot in the back. And Christopher Rogers. I got a DM one day. He was locked up, and he said, "Yo, man, I thank you for representing my father. It was the son of the guy we was talking about."
Oh, dope.
So I just seen him at Yancey's funeral. He told me he loved me, man. He said I represented his father. He's 40 years old, and this is his joint, Rich in Blood. Shouts to Nathaniel Lackland, and rest in peace to his pops, Nathaniel Lackland.
Absolutely, rest in peace. Yeah. We also have, Cheddar DVD, Firebrand,
fucking building, baby.
Firebrand, Albie.
I got the tapioca from him.
If you're in Boston, right across from South Station, Firebrand, go over there, get your shit. You know what I'm saying? Check in there. Look for Albie. Also, Cheddar DVD. We know all about that in a long way as well. Van, you want to tell anybody these?
Like and subscribe.
Fuck Kurt Schilling, man. Sense lives, money forever. Peace.
Nice. This is gonna be a good show, yo. I'm telling you, it's gonna be good. Taz, man, you did good because it's gonna be a good show.